I have a great project for you. It's building a pergola. Now, as a lot of you know, I had to tear down a garage and build the garage in a new location, and I had a lot of leftover wood, some of which we thought possibly was chestnut because it was very heavy, very dense. It was dark brown, and it had in a 6-inch span on a 2x6 99 rings, almost 100 years of growth in just 6 inches. So it was old wood material, and we thought maybe this would be worth preserving. And so we decided to keep those boards and use them in a project, and we used a lot of them here in this pergola. It turns out they weren't chestnut. We have a laboratory in the United States that you can send samples of wood to, and they will tell you what kind of wood you have. And it's in Madison, Wisconsin. It's part of the USDA Forest Service, and I will put a link on here for you to send your own wood if you want to. And it turns out that these rafters were Douglas fir, our Douglas fir, and we don't know where they came from. We know the garage we tore down was at least 60 years old, and then we thought the wood came from a barn that was even much older than that, but apparently these boards came from the time of the construction of the garage and not from the time of the construction of the barn, which would put them over 100 years old. But anyway, this is an easy project to do. It takes a few weekends, but it's not that hard. The posts here are treated pine. They are treated and then colored to look like cedar, and we put an extra coating of wood preservative on the lower part that was being buried in the concrete and might be sticking up a little bit above the soil. And then we dug wide holes that were wider at the bottom so that the concrete spread out, so it'd be harder for it to pull out of the ground. Then we used nails in the sides of the posts to help the concrete grip to the posts. Then we used a laser level to make sure that the posts were all the same height. And then we used treated cross beams across the top here, and then we put the Douglas fir rafters on by notching them and setting them in place, and then using brackets to hold them in place. We carved the ends of the cross beams, ones to look like a tulip, or possibly, as my kids say, it looks more like a hands down or a thumbs down kind of thing, but most people when they look at it say tulip. And the other one to look like the end feathers on the wings of a hawk, and so stretching across the entire front. Then these are really long wing boards to hold up the rafters. Then we carved the ends of the rafters to look like a bird and a pear, a koi, a hummingbird, a bird and a heart, a butterfly, a snowflake, a pair of birds, grapes, a frog, a iris, a woodpecker, and a dragonfly. I had a lot of fun carving all those ends so that each end would be a different figure on the ends of the boards. Then we installed electric so that we have an outlet in the back corner, and we have a timer so that we have lights in the corners at the top and lights in the bottom front corners underneath the two shelves on the ends. They cast light down onto the patio. And then we hung Brighton cafe lights on the ends so that we can have the lights cross the patio. And the Brighton lights can be changed in color, all the primary colors and then a whole bunch of other colors, and they can be every other one, so that you can do team colors, or one granddaughter likes pink and one likes purple, and then you can put on them to twinkle or fade, or lots of different possibilities and different modes on the little remote control that comes with them. A complicated sounding project, but it really wasn't that hard. Putting in the posts, making sure they're level, putting the cross beams, putting the rafters, and then running the electric. And so it took a few weekends to do. The hardest part was, not hardest, but the longest part was waterproofing and staining the Douglas fir and then letting it dry. But now we can enjoy it.
Hello everyone. As a lot of you know, in the videos that I make in the landscape, a lot of times I have a large difference in time between the beginning of the video and the end of the video. In this case, it's been 7 years since I built this pergola. The pear tree, apple trees, cherries, and peaches have all grown in nicely in the back. There's a lot of grapevines here. We have Glenora and Canadas grapevines growing up over the top, providing a lot of shade. this has become a very nice little location to come and read, to have some iced tea, to relax. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and this is just like dappled shade. So this is a really nice little location. So I highly recommend that if you have a chance and a place that you can, on the corner of a patio, to build a little structure like this, that you go ahead and do it. It's not a hard project, and it'll only take a couple of weekends, not very expensive, and in the future you'll have a really nice backyard location to be able to sit and relax. And this is Jeff with the Green Review. Thanks for watching.